The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, how you doing today? This is Johnny Matthews from Arizona, where it's bright and sunny and absolutely gorgeous. I'm glad you were able to come on the call. Everybody's on mute right now, but you at any point can start putting in questions in the question box. Debbie Deerdorf is assisting me here, and she will let me know the questions that are there, and we'll address what's on your mind, what questions you have. For those of you who have not been on one of these calls before, they're relatively informal, but due to the number of people coming on the call, I can't unmute everybody, so I don't unmute anybody. If you have a question and I feel it's necessary to bring you on, if you have a headset and a mic, we can talk about it. But normally we can just have her read it to me, and I can go over it. If you have further questions, then you can just type in more and communicate back and forth with Debbie, who will communicate it to me. There are several subjects that I can cover here and have ready to cover. I don't like this to be a lecture series on whatever I feel you need to know. I'd rather have you ask questions. I've seen questions around with different people in different groups. Please remember that this is a generic call. It is not pertaining to any particular business endeavor. It's not any particular MLM or gifting program or direct sales or anything like that. This is just for Skype and Message Magic, sharing what I know about them to help you through using them for whatever program you're involved in. So we don't talk about our particular program. We just talk about Message Magic and Skype. I have Message Magic and Skype here ready to go. And I have a few other topics to cover. But let's look first to see if there are any questions that any of you or any topics you'd like to have covered or answered. Debbie, do we have anything out there?
Yes. Is there a way we can separate all our contacts in one Skype account instead of having to use two separate accounts for our marketing purposes?
Is there a way we can separate all our contacts into one Skype account instead of having to use two separate accounts for our marketing purposes? I think I understand what you're talking about, Ralph. Let me see if this helps you. If it doesn't, type right in there while I'm talking and say, no, that's not right or whatever. I believe what you're talking about is I actually have three. Okay, let's do it by what I'm using. I have Nova West Solutions, which is my Skype account that has gone out to all my friends, whoever I talk to on a regular basis. I call that my normal Skype account. All right, that's just normal. That's the one that I don't mess around with. I don't send out any contact requests except to people who I'm talking to, and they're going to contact. We're going to go back and forth. My marketing Skype is a different name. It's Johnny.Matthews. And from there, I send out all my add contact requests. Now, let's say that I get somebody there, and they are, and I'm dealing with them, and they become a client of whatever I'm doing, or we start talking. Then I tell them that that was my contacting Skype account, and I'd like them to come into my normal Skype account, and I have them add me on Nova West, and I take them out of the other one. Now, I do have a third Skype, and it's got a weird name, but it's irrelevant. You could call it Boogity Boogity Shoot if you wanted to, because nobody's ever going to see it. And basically, that is for me cleaning and getting new Skype names out of emails. Now, I'm not going to cover that today, but I will do it, and I'll have a video on it of how you can take lists of emails. You can enter them in Google account. You can then import those into Skype, and Skype will glean out of, I don't care, I put 5,000 in the other day, and I gleaned out of that 995 new Skype usernames. Then I had Skype send the rest of them a request to join Skype because they had an add contact request waiting for them. And when they join Skype, then they get my add contact request on their Skype. So I'll go into all that. I did not plan on that today, and I'm going to actually do it up in a couple of minute, 3-minute video to show you how to do that just as quick as I can get to it, which I hope is very short. Okay? But that's why I have three. Now, as I've always told people, the absolute best way, but not the only way, The best way is to, I have right now a laptop sitting here on my desk to my right. I have a desktop with 2 screens in front of me, so this looks like a screened-in room. But on my desktop, I have Nova West Solutions, which is my communication Skype. If you and I were going to chat with each other, we would chat on Nova West Solutions. So if you have not added me as a contact on Nova West Solutions, please do, because you can Skype text me questions anytime you want to. So Debbie, would you put up in the chat room Nova West Solutions so anybody that has not added me there can? Now, on my desktop, which I'm talking to you on now, you see I have Skype up there, Johnny.Matthews. You do not need to add me as a contact on that, and please don't. I probably won't accept it, because that's the one where I will start to do all of my marketing. I just set these up new, this one up new the other day, okay? And this is when I want to send an ad contact request out. It's coming from Johnny Matthews, not Nova West Solutions, okay? It's a person. And so I have this one here on this computer. So I could be working, I could be talking to you on Nova West and be over here sending out contacts and doing all kinds of stuff, searching, whatever I want to do. Now you'll say, but there are some contacts there. Yeah, there's Debbie, Kathy, and Ken. I don't even know who Acel is. Seems like a nice lady, cute gal. I don't know where she's from. I guess I can look. She's got another language there. And I don't even know why that's on here, so I'm not really sure. Oh, she's from Russia. Oh, well, I'll definitely call her. She's from Kazakhstan, however you pronounce it. And so I will contact her. I don't even know why I have her as a contact. I must have sent out something and she added, and I didn't even realize I had yet. But anyway, so that's neither here nor there. That's why I have 3. Now, can you run all 3 of these on one computer? Yes, but I do not recommend you try to do it simultaneously. Okay? The dummy account is for gleaning. So you only have that on for a little while. You glean a bunch, then you go to work on your other ones. All right, so you can shut that off. We'll go into more how you handle more than one on a computer. The easiest and best way is to have another computer. If you've got an old computer laying around, or if you can afford to buy one of those new ones, which you can get anywhere from $300 to $600, according to what you want. I mean, there's some those Eve ones, and they're not the best in the world, but they will do for what we're doing. In fact, I'm considering right now picking up 2 more so that I can even do more stuff with it. That's how confident I am of what we're going to do and what I've done in the past with this. Does that answer your question, please? Just kind of put yay or nay to Debbie there and she'll tell us. Or does it at least help in the right direction? You're welcome to have follow-up questions also. Does that take care of it for you for right now, Ralph? Yes, okay, great. Great. What do we have next, Deb?
Okay. Do you recommend just creating a new user on a computer and run a different Skype account on each user, or does that work?
Well, Preston, the Skype is a memory hog. Please understand that. Just like GoToWebinar is a memory hog, just like quite a few others, especially these things that are dealing with recording or whatever. Camtasia is a memory hog. And so therefore, you have to work with what you have for a tool. Okay, if you have 16 gig of RAM, you could probably get away with doing that. If you have 1 gig of RAM, you shouldn't even have Skype on your computer. It's too much memory intensive for it. But if you have 2 or more gig of RAM, you can use Skype efficiently. But 2 gig of RAM, if you have 2 Skypes running simultaneously, or 3, wow, you're going to slow your computer down to a snail's pace. Okay, and you don't really want to do that, because it doesn't just slow down Skype, it slows down everything. Now, let me explain very quickly why it slows it down. If you send out 5,000 ad contact requests, Skype has to monitor all 5,000 of those simultaneously to let you know if and when they come online and add you as a contact. Now, where is it going to get the memory to do that? It's not going to take its memory. It's a file sharing. It's a sharing program, memory sharing program. It's going to take it from your RAM. Now, I'll explain in a second what RAM is for those who do not know. And I'm no expert on it, so don't think I'm trying to come off as one. I'm a pre-beginner. At least that's what my son says. He laughs at me. But anyway, it'll eat your RAM to do it. I remember when I first started Message Magic, I sent out 42,000 in one fell swoop, add contact requests. And I didn't know to leave my computer on. I shut it off that night, and I hard dropped it because it was taking too long to shut down. Next morning, when I turned my computer on, it took over 2.5 hours just to open Skype. Why? Because it was trying to go out and monitor 42,000 names. Woo-hoo! And I only had 2 gig of RAM. If I'd have had 16 gig of RAM, that would have been a little different, because there would have been some left to do whatever else the computer was supposed to do. Now, RAM memory and hard drive are 2 completely separate things. Now, you're not going to get technical explanation here because I'm not technical. Your RAM memory is what you use every day to work with Word or work with this or work with that. Your hard drive is memory storage that's sitting off to the side and nothing to do with each other. You could have 10, I don't know what it is. I've got 300 gig on my hard drive, and I got 2 backup my books that are each 1,000 gig. Okay, so I have 2,300 gig of memory. That doesn't make my computer go faster. In fact, when I'm searching for something, it'll probably go a little slower because there's so much memory to search, according to how much I have in it. Your RAM memory, random access memory, is what does things. Makes your mouse, when you're using your mouse, you use a little RAM. If you don't have a video card with memory on it, your RAM uses some of its memory to work your screens. That's why if you have 1 gig of RAM and you have a video card that has no memory on it, you're going to use about a quarter of that memory just to run your screens. So you don't even have a gig. And that's why you can't run Message Magic. It's too much. Now, is it easy to get new RAM? Yeah. And RAM's pretty cheap right now. You can get a gig of RAM that's a good gig for about 59 bucks. You can get cheaper ones, 2 for 59 bucks. And you can get them anywhere. And they just plug in. You open the box on your computer and there's a place there. And some computers might have 2 gig and they're expandable to 4, so you can put 2 more in. You have to put them in matching pairs. But at least you used to have to. And I don't understand all that, but I know I can take the side of my box off and put in some more slots if I want to. They're just little plug-ins. And little, I don't know what you would even call them. But anyway, they just plug in. Increasing your RAM. Now, another thing is your RAM builds up and doesn't go away. So over the course of a day, you might do a lot of things, like I do recordings and all kinds of stuff. Well, that RAM gets used up. And so periodically, you've got to clean your RAM. How do you do that? People say, well, I just reset my computer. That doesn't clean your RAM. If you go in there and say restart, it does not clean your RAM because it technically doesn't shut everything off. You've got to drop it down to shut down. I shut it down at least once a day, and I leave it off for 15 to 20 seconds, turn it back on, RAM clean. Now, I found out from Grant the other day that that's not completely true either. Because if you have a modem or a router, you got to just unplug those for 10 seconds or 15 seconds and plug them back in. Then you have completely cleaned your RAM. You're starting all over again with the 2 gig or whatever you have. So I do that once a day anyway. That'll make your entire computer run faster because you've got open 2 gig of RAM or whatever you have for gig. Now, I hope that's not going too fast. I hope it's not. I hope it was simple enough to understand because I have to keep it simple for me. Does that help you there with using more than one and why you should and why you shouldn't?
Yes, it does. We have another one that says, I have an older Dell with 1.56 gigahertz and 2 gig RAM. Should that be okay to use for Skype to manage contacts coming in?
Okay, you got a 2-part question there, I believe, and I would say you're close. You're on the edge. You're on the edge. And you say contacts coming in, that's one thing, but how you get them out? See, because if you send out 5,000 and 10 people add you as a contact, it's still monitoring the other ones so that it can tell you if they do. And so when I send out 5,000 in my normal process, I get rid of those, any that didn't add me as a contact, in about 3 days so I can send out more. I used to do 10,000. You can, but what happens is some days you'll get none, some days you'll get 10. One day I got a couple of hundred. Well, it took me 3 or 4 days just to handle those couple of hundred. So I waited to send her. I said, I will send her another more, be just my luck. I'll get another 150, 200 tomorrow, and I'll be so far behind I won't get a hold of them for a week, and they'll forget they added me as a contact or why they added me as a contact. That's not good. And I'm going to teach you in this course, in this training, how and why to do those things. But today I'm trying to stay a little more with the basic, but you're borderline there. You're very borderline. If that doesn't answer your question, add to it. And yes, we're recording today's webinar. I record them all. And we're going to have them available.
Okay. Do you have a separate chat room just for Message Magic users?
No, but that's not a bad idea. Will you make a note of that, Debbie? Yeah, I'm going to seriously consider that. Good idea. Who said that one?
Pauline.
Pauline, that's a real good idea. Yeah. Yeah. I think we'll do that. I'll think it through, but that's a great idea.
And do you have example invite messages that work well, or at least an idea of what gets people to respond?
Good question. Really good. I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to cover that. You got to remember something. I have on here people from different companies who are promoting different things. Some are cash gifting, some are multi-level, some are affiliate marketing, and some are direct sales. And you might say to yourself, well, how does that apply to this? Message Magic can apply to just about anything you want, so can Skype. Now, so do I have some sample messages? Yes. And they're generally, the ones I have right now are designed for MLMs and stuff like that, except for the generic one to invite them to be a contact, the first one. Follow-up messages are all designed for the other. I'm in the process of dealing with the leader in a direct sales group to develop what he wants for sample messages for the targeted marketing that is being done with those folks. And so since I don't talk about any individual deal here, those of you that are in that know exactly who you are and what I'm talking about. Does that answer your question? You happen to be one of those, I believe. Just type in yes if it does.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
Very welcome.
If we are using our PC and laptops, which is better to utilize Message Magic to send out contacts or use both?
If we are using our PC and laptop, which is better to utilize it, send out contacts, or use both? All right, I do not, with my Nova West Solutions, which is what I call my normal Skype, that if I wasn't doing any of this and I was just talking to my friends and everybody, that's my normal Skype. I don't send out group, add contact requests by 5,000 each or receive them on Nova West. Skype is a very finicky company, and if somebody complains, they don't ask you what you did and what you didn't do. They shut you off. Okay, now you can fight and get it back, and I've had that. I did happen to me once 3 or 4 years ago. But I don't want it to happen to my Nova West account because that's where all my close contacts are, people I know and people I've dealt with for a long period of time and that stuff. If somebody did that to Johnny Matthews, I got me, Ken, Kathy, and Debbie on here. Whoopie ding dong. I got them over on the other ones too. I ain't going to lose a thing except whatever I sent out that somebody complained about. Now, so that's why I don't use my master one for any of that stuff. But you can have more than one license. You can't use the same license on more than one computer simultaneously. You can, however, if you have it on your laptop and want to move it to your desktop, you can move them. But you can't keep it open on both. But if you have a second license, which I do, I actually have 3 licenses, but and I had, let's say I had a laptop, a desktop, and another laptop or another desktop, don't matter, and I had a license on each one of them. I would decide which one I wanted to put my Nova West Solutions on. I'd decide which one I want to put the other things on. Right now, the reason I have Johnny Matthews on this desktop is because of my training. I'm training you folks, and I want to play around with it if I need to. I don't want to play around with my Nova West Solutions with all my good contacts on it. I'll play around with Johnny Matthews or one of my other ones. I actually have about 8 Skype accounts. I just don't use them all. Because let's say that Skype, somebody mouthed off and you know, I ain't going to like those people, and they shut me down. I would have another one open in about 35 seconds here. So it really don't make no difference, okay? So you have to choose. Now, right now, I have my laptop here to my right. And I have my normal Nova West there, so I can take calls on that. I could be typing to Debbie right on that right now, or Kathy, or anybody else I wanted to, and answering questions in the chat while I'm teaching you on this. I just made it convenient for myself, and now that you can buy a computer for $300, an ebook at Walmart or somewhere for $300 or $400, it's much worth. If you're in business, you have to have tools. It's like a carpenter goes to build a house. He takes a toolbox. He doesn't know today whether he's going to need a saw, a hammer, or a screwdriver, so he doesn't take one a day. He takes them all. And as far as I'm concerned, these are tools of the trade. And if I want to contact or try to add a contact to thousands and thousands of people every day, but I want to still do other things at the same time, that's why I have it the way I have it. You do not have to have more than one computer. You can do it the other way, that way. And I did it for a long time that way. So does that help? I'm hoping it's not which is better to utilize. Now, I will say this. If you're using a second computer and it's on a wireless connection to the Internet, it will run slower. I don't care how good a wireless deal you have, because I have a real good one, and it runs slower. So I move my laptop and everything right up to where I can plug them into the router, and I have them plugged in. I can take the laptop downstairs and run it wireless, but it won't run as fast when it's sending out 5,000 add contact requests or whatever. So yeah, I keep it connected right to the hardwired into the Internet. So it's according to what you like better. I hope that helped. Not sure it did, but I hope it did. Please put in if it does, or if you have any further question. I believe that was Alvin.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Go ahead, Deb.
Nothing else at this point.
Okay. I'm going to give you about 2 seconds here. If you start typing something in, I'll answer it, but then I'm going to go in and explain something here to you. We've got a little bit more time. What time is it? Oh, we got plenty of time.
Do you hardwire into your router or modem?
I do it into my router. Well, I don't hardwire. I use an Ethernet cord, but right into my router. I have Quest Internet, and that goes to my router. That way, it links this router. That way I can, if I want to unplug the laptop and take it downstairs or take it out in the backyard or something, I can still use it.
Okay, he says thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Don't be bashful on this call, folks. It's just us humans talking. And believe me, I'm no expert on nothing. Go ahead.
Can you explain how to use the email to send an email to non-Skype people?
Okay, and in that training I'm going to put together here, that'll be there. But when you put the emails into Google and then import them over into Skype, when it brings out that, like when I did the 5,000 the other day, it had 995 Skype users. So that means I had 4,005 that did emails that were not related to a Skype account. And then I hit next, and Skype said, do you want me to send a message to all these people asking them to join Skype and add, so because they have an add contact request waiting, somebody that wants to contact them. And I said yes. I pushed that button, and Skype itself sent its generic message to join Skype because they have an add contact request waiting for them button, and I didn't have to send out any emails or whatever. So then I gain whatever messages come from that. Now, of course, I could take them and send them an email, but I'm not a great fan of emails. Debbie, can you just put me on mute for a minute? I'll be right back, folks.
Okay.
Hello?
Muted.
while he's gone, if you have any other questions, go ahead and type them in. Yes, you can have as many Skype accounts as you want. But I think you can only have one open at a time without causing your computer problems. So what he does is he has one open on one computer and another one open on another computer doing different work. Anybody else have a question? We can load up here before he gets back. You only have one laptop. I believe he can send recordings out, Andrea. I'll keep that to ask him.
I'm back.
Okay, great.
I apologize. Normally I would never do that, but that was from my son-in-law, and you never know for some family emergency, so I wanted to answer that one. But it's no emergency, so we're all okay.
Good.
Was there I heard something about a question you had there or two?
Yes, we've got a couple more now.
This is a great call, by the way. This is a great call, by the way. I love it when people ask questions and I can help them. What it's all about. Go ahead.
Yeah. Pauline had said she didn't realize that you could have more than one Skype account, which I said yes, and explained that you use one on one computer and another one on another computer to do different work. She says she only has one laptop. How would she get around that?
You can basically you can make 3 different usernames and you just sign into the one you want to use. If you're going to use them all separately. Now, if you're going to do one of these deals where you run 3 simultaneously, then there's a couple other things you do. I'm not going to teach that right now because I don't actually like that. But, and what happens is I get 10,000 calls because people are having problems, and I have to say to them, well, I recommended you didn't do that. And then I just have to spend all my time explaining around why it's doing what it's doing and why you shouldn't do it. Now, there are people who want to do it, and they have computer knowledge, and they don't bug me when they have problems with it because they have done it in spite of my recommendation. And so, but as far as having 3 different accounts, all you need to do is you log out of one and you can log in with the username and password of the other one. I hope that helps.
Okay. Yeah. And we have 2 on the recordings. One wants to know if today's recording will be sent out and if the previous recording is available to be sent out.
Well, what I would say is this. All righty, how do I do this? I have a partner in New Hampshire who's away right now, and we have a place where I can put stuff on the web and send a link out. And that's one way to do it. The other way is if you have we're setting up, Debbie and I were working on it, and we had to shut it off to come on this webinar, but that's Dropbox. As some of the companies have a Dropbox, I have a Dropbox. Debbie and I are relatively new with Dropbox, but if you get a Dropbox and they're free, well, you can pay for them if you want the bigger ones. It's not needed. And if you have a Dropbox, what I'll do is I'll set up a Message Magic one that you can all connect with, and then I can put anything in that Dropbox, and you can go anytime you want and get it. And once I get that set up, I'll make it known to all of you. We're trying to do it. We're new with Dropbox. So if you've got some Dropbox expert on there that knows what they're doing and they want to call and get Debbie and I on the call, I'll throw a webinar on. The 3 of us can get us all hooked up on Dropbox properly so that I can have a Message Magic Dropbox, and I can throw, see, when I get done with this call, this webinar will be ready probably by the time I shut the webinar down and go to my documents. That's how quick it's ready to go. It's just a matter of having a Dropbox to drop it in, and then you people go download it in a heartbeat. So if there is an expert around here on Dropbox or somebody that's just a spurt, I don't know whether you're an ex or a spurt, but anyway, if you are and you want to help me a little bit, You're wonderful, because I don't know all of these things, and I'm learning some myself. That's why I'm working with the team that I'm working with right now. Does that help? Or does that actually anywhere answer your question?
They like that idea.
Yeah, but I need help. What you and I, Debbie and I are looking at it going, duh. Okay. And so we're trying to figure it out right now. Now, I have a link for any of you that don't have Dropbox, because if you recommend other people, you get more size, and I'm trying to get up to the 8 gig, and I need the 8 gig because then I can put more up there for you. So there's no sense of me paying $19 a month or $9.99 when you get 2 gig space, and I can get up to 8 if enough people use my link to get in there. So it's not money, it's space that I could put stuff up there. So in fact, I was making a list to send some out so I could get up to 8 gig right away, and I was going to do that right after this call. I suppose I could put that link right on this thing if anybody's interested in it. But if you're interested in the link, tell me and we'll throw it on here. You have that, right, Debbie? Because you just signed up under my link, so that I just got 250 more whatever of space on there. So that allows me to put, because you see these videos take up space more than just documents do. Anything else? If anybody's interested in it, we can put that up there, Debbie. If you have that,
they're wanting. Alvin said, yes, I have it. I'll have to go get it. But Alvin says he can help.
oh, I would love to have Alvin's help. Thank you. Contact me right after this call, and Debbie and you you can show us. Oh, what a godsend, believe me. That would be wonderful. Did you find that link I sent you that you just sent it done? Remember I just clicked it for you?
Yeah, that's the link. I've got to click it to go there, right?
No, you just, remember that little thing I sent in Skype to you?
Can I just paste that little guy in there and it'll work?
I think so. That's the, and I'm not trying to steal anybody else's people. I'm just trying to get up to 8 gigs so I have room to put stuff up there. I think it's 8 gig you can get to. Is that right, Alvin? Bring Alvin on for a minute if he's got a mic.
Okay.
Please, if you want to come on, Alvin. No, that's exciting because I can get this stuff out to you in a heartbeat. I can get you the last one, too.
All right, we'll see if somebody click on that and see if it actually goes anywhere.
Well, where'd you put it?
In the chat.
I didn't see it. Oh, wait a minute.
All
I saw it was the Dropbox team.
Well, scroll up a little bit.
Scroll up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. Does anybody else see it?
In the chat box, not in the question box.
I'm in the chat box. It says, get started here, the Dropbox team. That's not a link.
Well, that's what I was wondering. It doesn't look like a link to me, so I don't think that's going to work.
Hold on just a second, because there was a little link that I sent over to you in Skype.
Yeah, that's what I pasted. That get started here was an actual link when I got it, but...
Okay, hold on a minute.
Okay.
Is Alvin unmuted?
Yes, he is.
Do you have a mic, Alvin? I see Andrea says 10 is the max. What does she mean by that?
I don't know. Oh, 10 gigabyte in Dropbox.
Oh, yeah, see, that would make it so I could put a lot of stuff up here. You see, right now I have 2 videos that show how to, the first 2 videos of basic training for Message Magic. One shows you how to use patterns to get usernames. The other one shows you how to put usernames in and send ad contact requests. They're 3 to 5 minutes long. I think they're about 3 minutes, both of those. I got a whole lot more of those I'm going to put up. They could go in there right now. I have the other day's training, which was Tuesday. I have that training and this training that could go in there right now and might help you folks. Just got to find out where that little contact. But continue with other questions while I'm looking here. I believe we all need to have the memory to have access to it. I'm not sure what you mean there, but it's MySpace that takes the memory. When you download it, I don't believe it takes memory off your Dropbox. Do we have somebody else open there talking?
This is
All I heard is this.
Regina.
I heard this is.
Is that Alvin?
This is Alvin's wife,
Oh, hi.
Regina.
Hi, Regina.
Hi. I'm good. That was me in the chat room.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay. Yeah, you can set up as many. It's 10. It's 10. You can put the videos, everything in the Dropbox, but you have to be careful that nobody transmit viruses in the Dropbox. You just have to cut and paste a link and you send it to everybody, to each email address.
Right, I know how to do the email address. That's what we were just lining up to do, but I thought if there was a bunch in here that wanted to get a Dropbox, that we could immediately, if they signed up for Dropbox, they would increase the memory in mine, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yes, it does.
yeah.
It does.
And so if we could build up my gigabytes in there to the 10, then I would have ample space to put a whole lot of stuff up there.
Yes, you could.
Johnny?
Yes.
What if after the call we just email them that same invitation that you emailed me, and then the link would be there and they could go sign up?
All right.
Yeah, that's what we would do. We
People
would,
can do it or not do it according to what they want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Would
But it
that
would
work?
be a quick way. But if you want to
yeah,
talk,
that would work.
yeah, Regina, right? If you want to talk
Yes.
to us afterwards, and anybody else that wants to, like Preston, seems to know some about it and stuff, then we can get on a little short thing, webinar like this real quick, because I can just give you the number and go through it and get the Message Magic one set up immediately.
Okay.
And if any of you want to come on to that, just Skype me afterwards on Nova West, and I'll open up a webinar now, and we can go on there. Basically,
Okay.
the difference between a webinar now and this kind of a webinar is this one you register for, and it can go on for weeks and weeks and weeks. The webinar now is one I push now, and that'll allow up to, I think, 200 people on it. It will allow up to 1,000 people on it. Oh, right. You can't delete. You can't drag and drop out of the Dropbox. You're absolutely right, Preston. Somebody did tell me that. You have to copy and paste. If you drag and drop, you'll take it out for everybody, and anybody in the Dropbox might contact you and say, "Stop that. Put that back." So you're right. So just if you want to help me with this, 2 or 3 of you, it's okay. We'll do it right after this call. So just Skype me on Nova West Solutions. And Debbie and I will open up one of these. We'll go on and we'll look at our screen and we'll make sure that we set up a Dropbox that's just for Message Magic. Great idea. I'm really pleased you came up with that. Thank you. Do we have any other questions? Because by quarter of or 10 of, I'm going to just go through one thing with you.
Pauline wants to know, do you have Jing?
I am going to get Jing. I have it on my list here to get. Ken mentioned it the other day, one of our leaders that's teaching us some things in one of our groups, and I'm going to get Jing. I don't have it because I have GoToWebinar. I have this right here, which is a 1,000-seat webinar, and like he mentioned, it was very much more sophisticated and does a lot more things, but I'm going to get Jing anyway. Because I didn't know about Jing until he explained it the other day. But this one, don't try to go out and grab it. GoToWebinar. I bought this 4 years ago, and it was $1,200 a year or $99 a month. But if you paid for it up front, you got it for $995. So I did that. And this last year, when I went to renew it, I was grandfathered in, but they upped the price from $1,200 a year to $4,200 a year. And so I'm not suggesting you run out and get a GoToWebinar. And as long as I keep mine active, I'm grandfathered into the $995, so I will definitely keep this active. As I tell people, my name is Tucker, not Sucker. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Preston says Jing is a screenshot tool and can make short videos, and Pauline says the basic one is free.
Right. And what I had been doing, just for your information, that's one of the reasons I'm going to get it. But I can make any length videos in the Camtasia. I also have Camtasia, and that's another program that's not free. And also screenshots I have been doing with Snagit. But Jing sounds like it'll do all of those things. I also can do audios with Audacity. That's a free program, and it's very nice for just doing audios and doing them very quickly, and you can do all kinds of stuff with it. It's Audacity, if you want to type that in there, and it's free. My son recommended that to me. He's a tech expert. He runs all the tech at a college up in Illinois. He has a whole staff under him. So, Dacity, I'm sorry. Audacity. My mistake. Don't expect me to be able to spell. But yes, I am going to get Jing and have that as another tool. I like more tools in the toolbox. On average, how long does it take to process 5,000 names in Skype? What do you mean by process them, Margaret? You can bring her on if you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Margaret.
Are you there, Margaret?
Yes, I am. Hi.
Well, I got one question for you. What's Animoto?
Oh, this is the video creation. You can create videos on animoto.com.
Make a note of that, Debbie, will you?
Got it.
Yeah, you get 30 seconds for free, and if you have, I believe, 1 minute video, you pay only $5 per month. But you know, very cheap price. But it's very high quality. You get free royalty music, and it's very nicely done. We have a video demo, so you can go and check it out.
I will.
It's just another alternative.
Okay. Now, what did you mean by process 5,000 names on Skype?
Well, I just want to know how long it takes so 5,000 names go through, you know, until they are done.
Oh, you mean if you put a list of 5,000 in there and you send them an add contact request,
Yeah.
how long does it take?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know exactly, but it's...
just on average.
It's probably 4 to 6 seconds each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so whatever 4 to 6 seconds times 5,000 is, that's probably what it'll take. But you can work on your computer while it's doing that. You can just let it run in the background.
Yeah, I know.
As long as you got enough RAM. If you haven't got enough RAM, it'll slow your computer down.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Margaret.
Thank you.
And any suggestions, by the way, I have a warm heart and an open hand, okay? So I'm more than happy to teach, and I'm also more than happy to learn. Because the more I learn, the more I can teach. And it's all a matter, as far as I'm concerned, of helping each other. That's why I don't charge for any training I've ever done, never have, and don't plan on doing. Because people mentored me a long time ago. My turn. So there you go. I hope it's helpful to people. Any other questions there, Deb? Boy, wow, this is great. I love it.
You know, Pauline says I just sent you a screenshot of your Dropbox page.
Of my Dropbox page?
Yeah.
I like Pauline already. Where did she send it to?
Look in the questions there. It's right
Oh,
there.
I see. So, oh, I see. It's got it up here. Yeah. Like you probably took that with your. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Screencast. Okay. Okay, I got you. Cool. All right. Any other questions? Oh, you took it with Jing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else?
Do you want to do anything with that last one in there?
What does it say? I say the last one is I took it with Jing.
Okay. I thought it takes a long time to render a call.
Not when you're doing it with GoToWebinar. That's one of the things I don't understand in one of the things I'm involved in. where somebody's having a long time. I don't understand something there, because when we're done, Debbie, when we did this call on Tuesday, it was about an hour and 20 minutes long, and we both recorded it. We both pushed record, because she's an organizer on here also, because you can have organizers and panelists and all that stuff. When we shut down, how long was it before yours was ready to send?
It was ready almost immediately, no more than 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. And that was an hour and a half presentation. Now I'll tell you something else. So these will be ready momentarily. But, yes, I know, Preston. I know. Believe me, I know. Anyway, I don't know the answer to that, and I don't know what that person's doing. So, but because he has the same webinar that I do. But this morning on that call that we did with him, and this is kind of not for some of you but for others, Preston, the call that was this morning, the training call, I opened my Camtasia, recorded the screen, and I have that completely done. It took me about an hour to render it when I did it with Camtasia. And that was an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half program. Oh, I have that, Preston. Debbie and I have a copy of that right now. And if you and I were connected on Dropbox, you'd have it too. So get a hold of me. We can trade off helping each other. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else?
Oh, yeah.
Couple just
yeah, they just popped in here. Preston says, you bet. And Teresa says, I would like to know how long before we get the next module, which explains what to do with all of the answers to our requests for add contacts. I hope you will soon have a lesson on how to form groups.
And
okay.
I hope. Yeah, one of the things I was going to do today was show you how to form categories, not groups, but categories. Well, I can show you both. And I can probably do that in a 5-minute period, but there's one thing I want to cover before that, because I have so many people that miss the whole point of Message Magic, Skype, Internet marketing, multi-level. They miss the whole point. They just go crazy, and they are so got to be done urgently that it doesn't work. And that's why the majority of people aren't making any money in any of these programs. None of them. All right? I like Preston. Preston says, lay it on us, Johnny. Okay. You asked for it. You got it. Toyota. No. Anyway, all right. Let me see if I can pull this off real quick. Now, keep asking questions. Whether we get them answered on here or whether we do it next time, I don't care, because we get a printout of every question, who asked it, and the answers that, if answers were typed in instead of just spoken, we get a printout of all that. So, by the way, we also get a printout if you're looking at the screen or if you've got something else open on your screen. And I could read right down right now all the people on here who are looking at something else other than my screen. I don't really care, but I think it's funny that it gives it to you. And at the end, it gives us a report of how long you were looking at other things on the screen besides our screen, so what percentage of the time you were paying attention. I get a big kick out of this program. It tells me so many things, it's pathetic. But I don't even read them, but I think it's funny that it does it. Okay. Moving right along. Do you like my little island, anybody? You know, I got my little island right here, and my little, I'm on the boat. See me right on the back there? And there's room up here for everybody else, too. So, and if not, we get a bigger boat. So it don't make no difference, okay? And I like to have a good time. But let's see if I can find what I want to show you. Oh, by the way, how to create categories in Skype. There's a whole step-by-step list. You don't want that. And there's another one, Open Skype. And this, you know, I got these things ready to go out to people, but I just didn't have the method of putting them out there yet. I wished I was there. Yeah, me too. Right now I do. You have to listen to me. You probably definitely wish you were there. Okay? Let me share with you, first off, about unrealistic expectations. And before I actually show this, here's the thing, because I don't want you looking at something I'm not talking about. Many of you have a misconception, everybody has a misconception of what to do. If you send out 5,000 add contacts requests every day for 1 month, 30 days, you would send out 150,000 contact requests. Now, I don't care if you're doing multi-level, cash gifting, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you are doing. You could be a business on Main Street. Make no difference at all. If you send out 150,000 of these in 30 days, how many people joining your network, joining your gifting activity, whatever, how many would you have to get to join you to make it worthwhile? The answer is 1. 1. Oh, no, I need more than that. I need more than that. 1 is right. Absolutely right. Now, think about it. Everybody said, no, if I send out 5,000, I want 230 or 4,000 responses to add me as a contact and all that. Ain't going to happen. It is not going to happen. And if it does, please call me on the phone and we will party hardy. It's not going to happen. It's just not. So forget about it. Please forget about it. Get it out of your mind. If it's out of your mind, it ain't going to bother you. I've had times when 5,000, I got none. I've had times when 127 added me as a contact. Another 50 or 60 sent me a message to ask me who I was and where I got the name because they're too ignorant to understand that I can search in Skype. But anyway, it's okay. Now, there's a difference. I'm not insulting somebody. There's a difference between ignorance and stupidity. Ignorance is when nobody's ever taught you anything. Stupidity is when you know it and do it anyway. Little boy goes out in the kitchen. He's 4 years old. Stove was left on. It's red hot. He touches it, burns his skin. That's ignorance. If he does it the next day, it's stupidity. There's the difference. Now, we put the connotation on when you say somebody's ignorant, there's a slant on them. No, it's not. It's a slant. Nobody taught them. So a lot of people are ignorant of the facts. Some of the things I'm studying right now on this other course I'm taking, I'm ignorant of the facts. Ignorant as the day is long. The facts are that some people are going to add you. Now, there's so many variables. People ask me, well, what's the percentage of this and what's the percentage of that? I don't know and I don't care. I just don't care. Why? Too many variables. You always try to eliminate variables. Let's see you eliminate variables in this one. You're all working for a different company or working with a different company or have your own company, so they're all different. Second, and I know yours is the best. Everybody's is the best, which always fascinates me. But anyway, it's the best. But it's different. You're different. You have a different personality, and you've approached them differently. You're all approaching different people. Some of you are approaching the same person a different way. How in the world can I come up with any percentages of what kind of response you're going to get? Now you've got to take it to another few variables. Some of those people are those 831 million Skype users, got the name and never used it, never turned it on. Some of them go on once an hour. Some of them stay on all day. Some of them don't go on but once a day. Some don't go on but once a week. Some don't go on for once a month, and some never come on. Now, how many of the 5,000 you sent out never come on? I don't know. And the next 5,000 would be a different number. So I don't really know how many people you're reaching when you send out 5,000. Could be 2. I don't know. You know, of the ones that the time I got 127, I sent them out Sunday night. Monday morning, I got 127 added me as a contact. I got another 50 or 60 sent me a message. Well, you know, that could have been 100% of the people that got them. I don't know. Could have been 80%. Could be 60%. So what percentage do you want me to tell you? I'll tell you. You like 87? Okay, it was 87%. I don't know. You can't prove I'm wrong, and I can't prove I'm right. So why even concern ourselves with that baloney? It's baloney. I call it the triplets, ba, lo, and ni. Okay? Now, we don't care about any of that. What is the bottom line? You want to build your business. You want to get people to buy from you. And if you think you got any system in the world that's going to get everybody to buy from you, it's crazy. And I've got closing techniques, and I've got closing the sale, and I've got overcoming objections, and I talk about these things and how to get a better percentage, and there's only 4 types of situations you'll ever run into, and it's easy to learn, those 4. And you recognize those 4 hints. I have all of those done, ready to go. I'm just putting them on new slides, generic slides that are more modern than the ones I did a long time ago, okay? Oh, but you say, well, I don't want old information. I'm going to tell you right now, if I taught you what I learned in the 1970s that made me, put me full-time in network marketing when I was 27 years old, and I'm 64 now, okay? And you learned what I learned back then, you wouldn't have any problems. You wouldn't have any problems. And I did it through men who taught me. Now, one person is all you need. Really. Here's what it is. let's say it's January and you join a new business, or the one you're in now, you just joined it, it's January. And you bring in 2 people your first month. How many people would be in your group? 3. You? People said, no, 2. No, you. What about you? You're in the group, aren't you? Well, you better be. And if you're not in the group, there isn't any group. Because you're the most important person in the group, not the people you bring in. They're the most important people in their group, not yours. So you got 3 people. Let's say in February, each one of you 3 bring in 1. All right? What have I got? I might have the wrong one up here. I got the 2. All right? Yeah. I got 2. So, well, no, that's it. Everybody brings in 1. That's 6 in your group. The next month it's 12. That's March. April it's 24 in your group. May it's 48. June it's 96. July it's 192. How many of you have 192 people in your group right now? Ha! I've had tens of thousands. All right? At the end of 1 year, I'll make this simple. You will have 6,144 people in your group, whether it's network marketing, multi-level marketing, or sales. You say, oh, but I only sold 2 the first month, and I only make $500, so I only made 1,000. Oh, my gosh. Well, the 12th month, you sold 3,071. If you're in network marketing or a multi-level, you got 6,100 people in your group. How many of you have ever had 6,100 people in your group? Never mind that. How many had 61 in their group? I've had 10 and 20,000 in a group. You say, oh, but that's because you're special. No. You're not. I'm not special. You think I was in a group with Debbie. I had over 10,000 people in it. You think I brought all those people in? These big gurus say, oh, I've got 600,000 people in my group I brought in. You did not. You did not. Nobody has. I worked with the largest network marketer in the world for years, Dexter Yeager. Largest Amway distributor, the largest network marketer in the world. He's got 2 different legs with over 1 million in those legs alone, and he's got 27 of those legs. He didn't bring them in. He brought in a few, brought in a few, brought in a few, brought in a few, brought in a few. It's a geometric progression. Okay? Excuse me. I'm not hollering at you. I'm just hollering. Okay? I get excited when I talk and I teach. If people could grasp this and build anything, you can build anything. I'll tell you about the group with Ken. He keeps saying, relax. Be patient. Not overnight. Overnight things go away overnight. Something you build with some strength to it and some relationships to it, they don't go away overnight. Which do you want? Flash in the pan? Oh, yeah, I want to make $100,000. Look, I used to make $12,000 a month. You tell me you want to make $100,000? Do you know how fast $100,000 goes? Oh, no, it will last a long time for me. You think that because you've never had it. Guarantee it. I can prove it. It's my life. I started network marketing. I was making under $10,000 a year up in Maine. Everybody laughed at me, told me I was foolish. No, that may be right, but didn't have anything to do with how much money I could make. And so therefore, if you take it to heart and you stop having unrealistic expectations, I can show you how to build something. Whether it's network marketing, affiliate marketing, whether it's cash gifting. I've been in all of them. All of them. Every one of them. And more than you know. One of the things I was in 46 states and 30 foreign countries, and I spoke all over the country and many other places. Okay? That and $1.50 will give me a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts if I wait in line. What are you doing lately? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll be back to those figures within the next 12 months. Will I be at the end of this month? Maybe, maybe not. Don't care. No, I shouldn't say don't care. Don't mind. Don't mind. I don't mind. Take my time. Take my time and do it right. I'm 64. I bet you aren't. I can finally sing the old Beatles song, will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? I've been waiting years to sing that. Now I can sing it for a few more months. Let's have some fun, for crying out loud. Let's stop having pressure on us all the time. Let's stop going crazy. Oh, I sell 5,000 leads and I don't get anybody to do. Who cares? You can have a bad day. You can have a bad week. Does not mean you have to have a bad month unless you give up. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't give up. It's nuts. I go by the old Zig Ziglar. I spoke on stage with Zig Ziglar for a number of years. Many times we were on stage together. A lot of others too. That doesn't make me special. It just makes him special, as far as I'm concerned. But he was a mentor of mine. And Zig said, and I adopted it way back in the 70s, first time I heard him talk. Second time I heard him talk, I was sitting beside him on stage, and I was unfortunately not talking after him, because if I had to talk after him, I wouldn't have got up to make a fool out of myself, because he's fabulous. But anyway, he said, if you help enough other people get what they want, you will get what you want. Believe it, folks. Take your mind off yourself long enough to help somebody else get what they want. I don't care if you're selling a product. They don't know it yet, but they want your product. And it's you that's going to show them that they want your product. So help them get what they want. You say, well, where did you grow your teeth? I sold Kirby vacuum cleaners door to door for years in Maine. Door to door. Cold canvassing. No leads and no financing. We had to get the people to pay cash. I remember after a demonstration driving them to the bank to get the money out to pay me. Okay? And I sold 1 out of 2 or better. You say impossible. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it. I'm just sitting here lying to you folks. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you sound like a meanie. Yeah, I'm a real brat. I am. And you got to remember my mother, who's 92 and lives in Florida, strong as an ox, said that the only thing with a bigger mouth than you, John, is the Mississippi River. And she was right. But I love to teach, and that mouth helps me teach you. If you like what I say, use it to your best advantage. If you don't, flush it and do whatever you think is right. I'm just offering it, my experiences, to you. If you want to use them, great. And once in a while, you'll hear me say, you got some experience in the area. I'd like to learn. I ain't dead yet. I still got a year and a half on Colonel Sanders. He didn't start Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was 66. And do you know why he started Kentucky Fried Chicken? Because he went around for over 2 years in an old station wagon from restaurant to restaurant all across this country trying to sell his stupid chicken recipe, and nobody would buy it. Because it was dumb, it was no good, and it wouldn't sell. Oops, sorry, wrong. So he finally said, well, ain't nobody else going to do this. I guess I have to. And he started Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, my understanding is, since he started Kentucky Fried Chicken, he's made $10 or $15 a week. I know he has. All right? So, and he did that when he was 66. So I got a year and a half on him. How much time do you have? What an old meanie I am, huh? I think we're overtime. You ready to quit? Or do you want to learn how to make groups real fast? Did anybody answer? Maybe they all fell asleep or left. I don't know.
No answers.
Well, tell you what.
Nope, they're saying they want to see it.
Okay. Real fast. Real fast. And I
yep, they got their typing fingers on.
They got their what?
They got their typing fingers on.
They can. One of the things is this. If you think I talk fast, wait till I start talking fast. This hasn't been fast. Ask Debbie. She's been around too. She's not allowed to. She's not allowed to tell. Okay. Here's my Skype right here. And this is a good one because I haven't really started doing anything in this. I just opened this one up to start using with the new group I'm with. Okay. You see right here where it says all contacts? See my little wagging tail? I put that up there so that you can see where my cursor is a little better. All right? Now, up there, yours might just say contacts. If yours just says contacts, then go up here to contacts and go down to contact categories click, make sure that set all contact categories is checked. If it's not, click on it, it will check it. And then that'll change to contact, all contacts with a drop-down arrow. Everybody with me? I hope you are. Now, drop down. These categories here are there from Skype. These ones here are ones I put in. Now, don't misunderstand the difference between a group and a category. In older versions of Skype, it was different. But on this new version of Skype, or newer versions, categories are what you put your groups in. Groups, I mean, put your people in. Groups are if you and Debbie and I have a chat together, that's a chat group. Not a category, that's a chat group. Okay? What we're talking about is categories. You see, I had sent add contact request rating response. That's a category. Now, do I have anybody in it? No, because see where all contacts right here? It says drag contacts here. I don't have anybody in there. But let's say Debbie was one of those that I had just sent an add contact request to. She hadn't added me yet. I could go down to Debbie, and I could go add to category, send add request. Look, she went out of there. And if I go, see, it's up above the all other contacts. It's up above it now. I want to take her out of there. I go add category to decide what to do with, and then I have to go back here, and I have to remove from category, send add contact request. So how do I set up a new category? Well, I go here to the arrow, and I go down here, and it's a very simple way. It says create new category. I push create new category. It highlights up here, and I put, this is the great people. I don't care what you call it. Huh? I might put sent add contact REQ 04 14 11. All right? And let's say I'm going to send out 5,000 right now. You got to remember, if you send out any amount of people, add contact requests through Message Magic, where they're going to end up is they're going to come into your ungroup folder. Now, I try to keep my ungroup folder clean. So let's say these two are in here. Let's get them out of there. I want to decide what to do with them later. So my ungroup folder is clean. If I went over to Message Magic right now and sent out 100 requests, or 1,000, or 10,000, I don't care what it is, they would all show up right here in the ungroup folder. So it's 14th. I just sent out 5,000. Pretend there's 5,000 in there. I would highlight them all, and you do that by clicking on one, going down to the bottom one, hitting Shift, click and Shift on the bottom one. They'll all highlight. You right-click and you add them to the category. Now, I know I'm going fast, but I told you I was going to go fast. And I would dump them all into this one here. Now, then at the bottom of whatever's in there is all your contacts listed again. Remember, as you move people around from category to category, they always stay in all contacts. So you never lose them. You never lose them. The only way you can get somebody out of here is like a Sal here. If I wanted to get rid of her, I go down here and I click on Remove from Contacts. That'll take her out of all contacts. It'll take her out of every category, and she is gone out of my Skype. Any questions so far? Any part of that you want me to go back through? There's going to be a video just on this. Any responses there, Deb?
No. Repeat one more time, I guess.
Okay. Basically, you make a new category by going to this arrow and go down to create new category. What if you forget about the arrow? Just go up to contacts. Create contacts. And then right down here it says create new category. There's two places to get it. Okay? Now, once you make a new category, it becomes part of the list above the line. These ones here are the ones that Skype gave you, and these here. You can delete a category or add it, rename it, or whatever. Up here is what I've put in. You see this one here just says new category. I don't really care about that. So I go here and I go delete new category because it wasn't for any reason. It was just showing somebody how to do it. All right? Now, so when you send out, they will always come into the ungroup folder. See, now I don't have any in the ungroup folder. These are my all contacts. Above it would be anybody in the ungroup folder. If you added me as a contact right now on this one, you would show up in my ungroup, and I would decide where to go put you. Now, let's say that I wanted to make a category for EBM group. Okay? Let's just say I wanted to do that. And Ken is an EBM group. So I'll go add the category, and I go down to EBM group. And now, you see, he's above the all contacts, right? But if I go to all contacts, he's there too. He'll always be in all, add to all contacts, unless I delete him out of my Skype. Now, how many groups can you be in? How many categories can a person be in? As many as you've got. You could be in them all if you wanted to be. You could have friends and business partners, business people. They could be different people in them or the same people in them. Does that help? So I always, the minute I send out some, I make a category and say add contact request sent the 5th or the 14th. 3 days later, anybody that's added me in that group, in that contact, that's added me as a contact, I move into, a category I put that says added me as a contact or first follow-up needed. And I get them out of the category they came in because they've now responded to me. Then, at the end of 3 days, I go in there, and anybody I can't move over to the responded to me and reply necessary, I go back into the AC sent, and all of those haven't responded, I highlight them all and delete them. Now, I will say this. That's the normal way to do it. With the new group that I'm dealing with now that are doing target marketing, I suggest you send out 5,000, and you just leave them there for a month. Give them time to cook. Be patient. That's the way I'm going to do it. Now, does that mean you send out 5,000 every day? No, because you'd have 150,000 there, and you'd never be able to shut your Skype down or never be able to open it up again. Way too much. You might get away with 10,000. If you have 16 gig of RAM, you might get away with 30,000. I don't know, because I'm going to upgrade to as big as I can soon. But 5,000. 5,000, you sit there a month. Why? Because they're not going to get the message unless you are online and they are online at the same time. Now, you said here, Regina says, does it separate an individual chat for that group? Group categories like this have nothing to do with chat. Chat's a whole different ball of wax. For example, if I go to, let's see if I can do it. Conversation. Let's say I want to start a chat. And this is Debbie. Okay? And I want to have a chat with Debbie and Kathy. Okay? So I go add people. And I click on Kathy, select, add. Now, if I send hi there, I'm in a chat and they both got it. That has nothing to do with categories. Totally separate deal. Nothing to do with it. If I call right now, I'd be calling both of those simultaneously. Whether they both answered or not remains to be seen. It doesn't look like Kathy's online here. She's offline with call forwarding. So she's out and she's on her cell phone. Okay? So I hope that helps. But chats and categories, totally different. Now here's the beauty of making categories. Let's just say, and I'm just going to use categories here. It's not quite the way I do it. But I'm over here. If I load users, I have to go and find a list of Skype usernames to send in there. But load contacts will bring up my list of categories in Skype. Right there. To decide what to do with, send add contact waiver response, send add contact request 411 in the EBM group. Okay? So let's say I pick any one of those. I don't know which one was which, but let's see. Did that have any in it? May not have. So just Ken was in that group. If it was 1,000 people in that group, I mean in that category, they'd all be right here. And I could select all and say, they're all contacts of mine. So I don't have to send an add contacts. I put hi Ken or hi everybody, how you doing? Could be my whole EBM group. Hi there, send message, and boom, they all get the message. Oh, this is a great communication tool, just for a lot more than people realize it is. A lot more. I went through that fast. We're 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes overtime. Any other questions before I wrap it up for today? Look quickly there, Deb, see if anybody's putting anything in. If not, it's goodbye.
No, I think we're good to go.
I appreciate everybody sticking with me that long, and we'll be having another call shortly. If those folks want to help with the Dropbox, that would be great right now. See you later. Have a great day, and I hope everything that you want to happen with your life happens. See ya. Bye-bye.